Have you ever heard of a country where a single ocean wave can last nearly half a minute? With a village where every door was painted blue just to confuse wandering witches? And what about the nation that accidentally created one of the world's first viral snacks centuries before the internet, long before going viral even existed? This is Portugal. Ancient, enigmatic, layered with myths, miracles, and magnetic stories the world barely talks about, yet each one pulls you deeper into its mystery. Here are 20 fascinating facts you probably didn't know about Portugal. Number 20. One of the safest countries in the world. Portugal consistently ranks as one of the safest countries in the world, and for travelers, retirees, and digital nomads, that reputation is more than just statistics, it's a daily reality. Violent crime rates are low, gun ownership is tightly regulated, and political stability has made the country a calm outlier in an increasingly turbulent world. Walking through Lisbon late at night, exploring Porto's riverfront, or wandering quiet villages in the Alentejo, safety feels natural rather than enforced. Portugal regularly places near the top of the Global Peace Index, alongside nations like Iceland and New Zealand. Street crime exists, as it does everywhere, but it's mostly limited to petty pickpocketing in tourist-heavy areas. Serious incidents are rare, and locals are known for being respectful, helpful, and welcoming to foreigners. For solo travelers and families alike, public transport is reliable and secure, emergency services are efficient, and healthcare standards are high. This sense of safety is a major reason Portugal has become one of Europe's top destinations for retirement and long-term living.
Number 19. The city with streets made of stone art. Lisbon's streets are more than paths, they're giant canvases. Black and white patterns ripple beneath your feet, creating optical illusions that twist with every step. Each sidewalk is carefully crafted, stone by stone, turning the city into a sprawling outdoor gallery where art meets everyday life. Beneath your shoes, thousands of black basalt and white limestone tiles form wave-like mosaics. This is calçada portuguesa, patterned hand-laid pavements that transform ordinary streets into visual masterpieces. Walk through Rocio Square and it feels like the ground is moving beneath you. The craft began in the mid-1800s after Lisbon's reconstruction. First placed in 1842 at São Jorge Castle and expanded to Rocio Square in 1848, these stone carpets soon spread across the city. The designs aren't random, they reflect Portugal's soul. Waves, ships, compass roses, sea creatures. Each pattern is a quiet tribute to centuries of sailors, explorers, and sea stories. Every street becomes a silent poem of the sea. In 1927, Lisbon had around 400 master stone pavers. Today, only a handful remain. Without new apprentices and rising costs, fewer sidewalks are made this way, and some old ones are slowly disappearing. Number 18. The Azores look like Jurassic Park. The Azores look like something straight out of Jurassic Park, with landscapes so wild and untouched they feel prehistoric. Rising from the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, this Portuguese archipelago is made up of volcanic islands covered in lush greenery, misty mountains, and dramatic cliffs. Massive crater lakes sit inside ancient volcanoes, their emerald and sapphire waters often shrouded in fog, creating an eerie, otherworldly atmosphere. Dense forests of ferns, moss, and towering trees blanket the hills, while waterfalls spill down rocky slopes as if time has stood still. The island's raw volcanic features, lava fields, geothermal vents, and black sand coastlines add to the primeval feel. Cows grazing freely across green pastures only heighten the surreal contrast between calm life and untamed nature. With minimal urban development and a deep respect for the environment, the Azores preserve a sense of Earth as it once was. It's easy to imagine dinosaurs roaming these landscapes, making the Azores one of Europe's most cinematic and awe-inspiring destinations. Number 17. The town where doors were painted blue, not for beauty, but to scare away witches. What if a simple color could protect your home from evil spirits? Could paint be your ancient security system against darkness? Welcome to Óbidos, a fairy tale medieval village in Portugal, where blue and sometimes yellow frames whitewashed houses. Locals once believed these colors did more than decorate. They were wards against bad spirits. Bright blue and yellow borders weren't just pretty, they were a warning. Witches, stay away. Picture narrow cobblestone streets, white walls marked by vivid stencils of blue, a silent charm against the supernatural. The charm you see today isn't modern. Óbidos carefully preserved its medieval roots, keeping its unique, protective aesthetics. Walk Rua Direita past castle walls, and you step into a place where folklore still whispers. No official records confirm a witch-repellent codebook. Instead, the idea survives in local tales, passed down through generations, a mix of superstition, tradition, and mystery. Number 16. A church decorated with thousands of bones. Enter the eerie world of the Capela dos Ossos, the Chapel of Bones, in Évora, Portugal. The walls and pillars here aren't made of brick, they're made of human bones. Roughly 5,000 skulls and skeletal remains were exhumed from dozens of overflowing cemeteries, then carefully cemented into place by monks. It's not decoration, it's a funeral mosaic. And as you walk in, it hits you. This wasn't done for shock value. Built by Franciscan monks in the 16th, 17th centuries, the chapel was meant as a chilling reminder. Life is fleeting. Over the entrance, a morbid welcome. Nos osos que aquí estamos, pelos vosos esperamos. We bones that are here await yours. A message, don't get comfortable. But the most uncanny detail isn't on the walls, it's at the entrance. Two partially mummified bodies once hung from ropes, now preserved in glass. One adult, one child, their names lost, their story buried forever. Number 15. The giant wave that defies physics. Along Portugal's coast, waves reach heights that seem impossible, taller than a 10-story building, rising like liquid mountains where the sea meets the sky. These massive walls of water crash with such force they look like nature rewriting its own rules, a reminder of the ocean's raw, unstoppable power. Welcome to Nazaré, Portugal's secret doorway to the Atlantic's wildest power. Surfers from every corner of the planet come here for one thing: a single, heart-stopping ride on a water wall bigger than most city buildings. But why does this tiny fishing town create waves of impossible size? Because beneath the surface lies Nazaré Canyon, a hidden underwater trench plunging nearly 5 kilometers deep and stretching over 230 kilometers long. When giant Atlantic swells arrive, part of the energy races over this deep canyon at full speed, while the rest drags across the shallow seafloor. The deepwater surge stays fast, the shallow part slows down. That mismatch bends the wave, compresses it, focuses it like a laser. Swells stack, collide, merge, until a single monstrous wave rises, sometimes more than 30 meters tall. Number 14. Portugal is the oldest nation-state in Europe. Portugal is often regarded as the oldest nation-state in Europe because its borders have remained largely unchanged since the 13th century. Founded in 1143 with the Treaty of Zamora, Portugal gained formal recognition as an independent kingdom under King Afonso I. Unlike many European countries whose boundaries shifted repeatedly due to wars and dynastic changes, Portugal achieved territorial stability early in its history. By 1249, with the reconquest of the Algarve from Moorish rule, Portugal completed its continental borders, nearly identical to those seen today. This early consolidation allowed Portugal to develop a strong national identity, language, and centralized monarchy well before most of its neighbors. The country's political continuity played a crucial role in its later achievements, particularly during the Age of Discoveries in the 15th and 16th centuries, when Portuguese explorers such as Vasco da Gama helped shape global trade and navigation.
While other European nations emerged through unification or fragmentation centuries later, Portugal endured as a cohesive state for over 800 years. Its long-standing borders, stable governance, and enduring cultural identity are why historians often recognize Portugal as Europe's oldest nation-state. Number 13. The world's oldest functioning bookstore. Opened in 1732, Bertrand Bookstore began as a small shop in Lisbon's Rua Direita do Loreto. Today, it's officially the world's oldest bookstore still operating. Nearly 300 years of books, ideas, and stories. Imagine that. In 1755, a massive earthquake shattered Lisbon, killing tens of thousands and destroying the original shop. Yet Bertrand survived. The owners relocated temporarily, then in 1773 reopened in Chiado's Rua Garrett, where it still stands, a phoenix rising from rubble. Over centuries, Bertrand has welcomed Portugal's greatest writers, Alexandre Herculano, Essa de Queiroz, and many more. They didn't just browse, they debated, wrote, plotted, whispered secrets. Every wooden shelf has soaked up history. During times of dictatorship and revolution, the bookstore became more than a shop. It was a refuge, a place where forbidden ideas survived. Rumor has it, some authors even slept among the books, hiding manuscripts and dreams of a freer tomorrow. Hard to prove, but the legend captures the magic and danger woven through the place. Number 12. A village built inside giant boulders. In Monsanto, Portugal, rocks don't just surround homes, they become them. Massive boulders serve as walls, roofs, even entire rooms. Streets wind between stone giants, creating a village that looks straight out of a fantasy film. Life here isn't about fitting houses into the landscape, it's about the landscape becoming home. Some homes are built around, under, or between enormous granite boulders. Doorways, walls, even the roofs are all natural stone. Step through a wooden door and the walls are raw granite, ancient and unyielding. Twisting cobblestone lanes climb between the boulders, barely wide enough for a donkey. No straight roads, no cars, just steep paths winding through a granite maze. Turn a corner and the next house might be carved into the hillside itself. Perched on a rocky hilltop, the village overlooks sweeping countryside views. Rugged slopes and dramatic granite give Monsanto a surreal, almost otherworldly vibe. It's like walking through living rock where history and geology collide. People still live here. The village wasn't abandoned, it's preserved and protected.
Number 11. Portugal was the first true global maritime superpower, launching an age of exploration that reshaped the world. Long before other European nations looked beyond their borders, Portuguese sailors were already pushing past the edge of the known map. In the 15th century, backed by royal support and cutting-edge navigational tools, Portugal turned the Atlantic into a highway rather than a barrier. From Lisbon's docks, explorers like Prince Henry the Navigator and Vasco da Gama opened sea routes to Africa, India, and eventually Asia, bypassing dangerous land routes controlled by rival empires. This mastery of the oceans allowed Portugal to build a vast trade network stretching from Brazil to Goa, Macau, and Mozambique, connecting continents for the first time in history. Unlike later empires driven mainly by conquest, Portugal's power came from ships, ports, and knowledge of the seas. Spices, gold, silk, and ideas flowed through Lisbon, turning it into one of the richest and most cosmopolitan cities on Earth. Even today, landmarks like Belém Tower and the Monument to the Discoveries stand as reminders of a small nation that once ruled the world by mastering the oceans. Number 10. The prison island with no guards. Why would you send prisoners to an island but build no walls? No high walls, no guards, no fences, just the endless Atlantic on all sides. Welcome to Berlenga Grande, a rugged granite island off the coast of Portugal, once home to monks, then pirates, cave-filled cliffs, and a lone fortress. But get this, its fortress, Fort of São João Baptista das Berlengas, built in the 1600s to defend against pirates, has no record of ever becoming what you'd expect, a fortified prison with walls stuffed full of cells. Instead, its isolation served as the guard. Imagine a tiny rock miles from the mainland, surrounded by unpredictable Atlantic storms. If someone tried to escape, there's only the sea. Crashing waves, jagged rocks, no easy return. Natural prison. According to some accounts, the fort was at some point used as a base, then abandoned, then briefly repurposed, but nothing like a conventional high-security jail. So how did prisoners survive? Many didn't. The Atlantic didn't need guards. The sea, the storms, the caves did the job.
Number 9. Lisbon runs on trams older than most cars. Lisbon is one of the few major cities in the world where public transport feels like a living museum. The city's iconic yellow trams, many of them dating back to the 1930s, still rattle through narrow streets that were never designed for modern traffic. While most cars are replaced every decade or two, Lisbon's trams have survived wars, earthquakes, and generations of urban change. The most famous route, Tram 28, climbs steep hills and winds through historic neighborhoods like Graça, Alfama, Baixa, and Estrela. As it creaks past tiled buildings and laundry-lined balconies, the tram becomes more than transport, it's a moving postcard. These vintage carriages are small by design, perfectly suited to Lisbon's tight corners and sharp inclines. Despite their age, the trams remain an essential part of daily life, used by locals commuting to work as much as by curious travelers. Riding one offers a rare sense of continuity, where the past and present share the same tracks. In Lisbon, progress didn't replace tradition, it simply learned to ride along with it, one bell ring at a time. Number 8. A volcano that bakes bread. Earth oven stew. In Fornes, meat, potatoes, chorizo, veggies layered in a pot get buried in hot volcanic soil and slowly cooked for 6 hours. The result? A rich, earth-infused stew called cozido das fornas. But can the same heat bake bread instead of just cooking stew? The sweet bread of the valley. The island's traditional bread, bolos levedos, is soft, slightly sweet, a flatbread born in Fornes. It's usually cooked on a griddle or stovetop. Imagine, instead of a stovetop, you drop the dough in the earth, let the volcanic furnace beneath do the work, then dig up warm, smoky-kissed loaves. Nature's oven is real. The geothermal heat beneath Fornes is powerful. In natural hot spring pits, temperature and steam have long been used to cook food, even stew pots, safely and reliably. So why haven't we heard stories of earth-baked bread? Maybe because tradition stuck with stew. Or maybe because a loaf buried underground tastes like mountain spirits. Maybe next time you visit São Miguel, skip the oven, whisper to the earth, bury the dough, and wait for the heat to work its magic.
Number 7. Portugal invented the pre-internet viral snack. Back in the 1700s, inside Lisbon's Geronimus Monastery, devout monks use huge amounts of egg whites to starch their religious garments. Left with mountains of yolks, they got creative and whipped up what became pastel de nata, a humble religious workaround that would travel the world. After monasteries closed in 1834, the monks sold their secret recipe to a nearby sugar refinery. By 1837, that bakery, Fábrica dos Pastéis de Belém, was serving these custard tarts to anyone willing to pay. The pastry went global long before hashtags, shares, or likes appeared in Portugal's colonies, cafes in Asia, Europe, the Americas. Today, countless pastel-inspired tarts exist, but only a handful of master bakers in Belém know the original recipe, locked away behind a secret door. Everyone else? Delicious imitators. Long before social media, monks turned stale robes into a viral sensation. Number 6. The Cave Cathedral hidden in plain sight. Benagil Cave, the cave cathedral of Portugal, was carved over thousands of years by Atlantic waves and salty spray. A roof collapse formed a stunning circular skylight, letting sunlight flood the cavern like something from another world. But that skylight marks a weakness above. Inside, a secret beach once lay hidden, reachable only by kayak or swim. Visitors could step onto its golden sand, feeling like explorers in a lost world. Not anymore, and it's not just about tourism rules. Rising visitor numbers, boat traffic, and constant erosion have made the cave fragile. Authorities banned swimming and beach landings in 2024 to protect both people and the formation. Human presence could speed its collapse. The same forces that carved it, wind, waves, rain, never stopped. The roof is under constant stress. One big collapse could erase the cave as we know it. No map can predict when that might happen. Next time you see those dreamy photos of the Golden Dome, sunlight streaming down, remember, this wonder might not last forever.
Number 5. The village where stones grow. A rock with a life cycle? A stone that doesn't crumble but expands? In one quiet corner of Portugal's Alentejo region, people swear the earth isn't just alive, it's growing. Locals tell stories of tiny pebbles found decades ago that are now fist-sized, heavier, denser, almost swollen. Imagine holding a stone that feels normal until you realize it wasn't that big when your grandparents were children. No one can prove the exact moment the growth begins. There are no photos, only stories passed down like warnings. Nearby sits a real geological oddity, the Pedras Paraderas, the birthing stones, where rocks shed smaller stones from their surface. But in this village, it seems to work in reverse. Some stones appear to absorb minerals from rain and soil, hardening from the inside out, growing slowly, silently, cell by cell. Picture a plain gray rock. Now imagine decades of pressure and crystallization building inside it, turning it into nature's slow-motion sculpture. A stone you could once crack with a hammer now rings like metal. And here's the unnerving part. No one knows how big they'll get or when they'll stop. Number 4. One of Europe's longest bridges is in Portugal. Portugal is home to one of Europe's longest bridges, a striking symbol of modern engineering rising above an ancient landscape. The Vasco da Gama Bridge, stretching an incredible 12.3 kilometers, crosses the Tagus River just east of Lisbon. When it opened in 1998, it instantly transformed travel across the region, easing congestion and connecting the capital to southern Portugal in a way never before possible. Built to withstand powerful Atlantic winds, strong currents, and even earthquakes, the bridge is as resilient as it is elegant. Its low, sweeping design was carefully chosen to protect the surrounding wetlands and bird habitats of the Tagus estuary. On a clear day, driving across feels almost surreal. Water and sky seem to merge at the horizon, giving the illusion of floating above the river. Named after the legendary explorer Vasco da Gama, the bridge reflects Portugal's long relationship with navigation and innovation. At night, its subtle lighting turns the crossing into a glowing ribbon across the water. More than just infrastructure, the Vasco da Gama Bridge stands as a reminder that Portugal continues to build boldly, connecting its past of exploration with its future of progress.
Number 3. The Algarve has one of Europe's best climates. The Algarve, Portugal's southernmost region, is widely regarded as having one of Europe's best climates. Blessed with more than 300 days of sunshine each year, it enjoys mild winters and warm, dry summers that make outdoor living possible year-round. Winter temperatures rarely drop below 10 degrees Celsius, while summer averages hover comfortably in the mid-20s, cooled by Atlantic breezes that prevent extreme heat. Unlike many Mediterranean destinations, the Algarve benefits from low humidity and refreshing sea air, creating pleasant conditions even during peak summer months. Rainfall is limited and usually concentrated in short winter periods, leaving most days bright and clear. This reliable weather supports a healthy, active lifestyle, from beach walks and golf to hiking along dramatic coastal cliffs. The climate also shapes the region's culture and cuisine. Fresh seafood, citrus fruits, and locally grown vegetables thrive in the sunshine, while cafes and markets spill outdoors throughout the year.
For residents and visitors alike, the Algarve's climate offers consistency, comfort, and natural beauty. Whether seeking relaxation, adventure, or long-term living, the region's exceptional weather remains one of its greatest attractions. Few places combine sunshine, safety, affordability, and scenic coastline so effortlessly. Number 2. The ocean that glows at midnight. What glows brighter than a city skyline, but lives in the ocean? Along Portugal's coast, on rare perfect nights, the sea erupts in electric blue. Every wave that crashes, every step in the surf bursts into neon light. The ocean looks alive because it is. Tiny organisms called dinoflagellates and Noctulica scintillans fire off flashes when disturbed, turning the water into a glowing canvas. It feels supernatural, but the truth is pure chemistry. Inside each microscopic cell, luciferin meets oxygen, powered by luciferase. One reaction, one flash. No heat, no flames, just cold, ghostly light drifting across the shore like underwater fire. But don't expect a nightly show. This phenomenon needs perfect conditions: calm seas, warm water, total darkness, and millions of glowing plankton drifting together. Even then, the brightness flickers a million tiny bulbs blinking in perfect chaos. One moment the sea is blazing blue, the next moment it's gone. For centuries, locals believed these glowing waves were the souls of lost sailors returning home. Today, we know better, but the magic feels the same. Because sometimes the ocean doesn't just move, it shines.
Number 1. Porto is a UNESCO wonderland that blends history, culture, and beauty into one unforgettable cityscape. Its historic center, Ribeira, is a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site, celebrated for its preserved medieval streets, colorful riverside houses, and timeless charm. Walking through Porto feels like stepping into a living museum where every alley, church, and tiled facade tells a story. The city's architecture is one of its greatest treasures, from the ornate São Bento railway station with its iconic blue azulejo tiles to the Romanesque Porto Cathedral overlooking the Douro River. Heritage is woven into daily life. Elegant iron bridges, including the Dom Luís I Bridge, connect past and present while offering breathtaking views across the city. Porto's UNESCO status is not only about monuments, but also atmosphere. Traditional boats drift along the Douro, historic wine cellars line the riverbanks, and local cafes buzz with authentic northern Portuguese character. Despite its global recognition, Porto remains genuine and welcoming, never over-polished or artificial. This balance between preservation and vitality is what makes Porto exceptional. It is a city that honors its history while remaining vibrant and lived in. For travelers seeking depth, authenticity, and beauty, Porto truly stands as a UNESCO wonderland.